Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Winnie. So if you are new here, please make sure that you subscribe. And this is a new segment that I introduced last week. You know, if it's a new week, it's the top 5 this week. Hit the show reel. Yep, and it was at this moment that Mario started effing up. At number 1, we had a crazy performance at the Trace Music Awards that were held in Zanzibar, and Bien, our very own artist from Kenya, won the Best Artist in East Africa. Now, Tanzanians were awed and surprised and at the same time impressed by what Bien put up on stage with Mario, while Mario was heard keying in the autotune and actually being out of key. Clear now that Bien is both a great artist in studio and a great live performer on stage. Now his wife Chiki Kuruka came out to congratulate her husband, saying, "Today I just honor the king you are, the hard worker you are, the musician you are, the penman you are, the mentor you are, the teacher you are, the friend you are, because you, my darling, are everything. Congratulations, Bien, you brought it home. And congratulations indeed to our very own."
Mikocheni kozangu bichi na lopepo wa bahari alinipita kama meli anayumba yumba kidondo za kishenzi Mikocheni nikamfuata utadhani zombi, habari gani mbona uko lonely, jina ni gani akasema Zari, nikamwambia aje.
Now to our story number 2 that made headlines this week. It's the head-to-head interview between Al Jazeera journalist Mehdi Hassan and Kimani Ichung'wah was held at the Conway Hall in London, and the questions that were going on there and Kimani Ichung'wah's lack of answering them straight, heated up Kenyans a bit. Just listen a little bit.
You are the majority leader in the Kenyan National Assembly. You are a close ally and supporter of President William Ruto, who is super unpopular right now because he and you and your party haven't delivered for the people of Kenya. Your 2022 election manifesto made 281 promises. Can you tell our audience tonight how many of those have been fulfilled over the last 2.5 years?
The implementation of a manifesto is page by page, chapter after chapter.
But you haven't implemented. That's the problem.
It is being implemented.
How many of the 281 promises have been implemented?
I'll not give you a straight answer of 2 or 10 or 200, but I'll tell you.
You're the first politician who said to me, "I will not give you a straight answer," just bluntly. I can give you an answer. I've got the answer. It's 14 out of 281 promises. That means 95% of your promises have not been met 2.5 years in.
That is your number, Mehdi, not my number.
It's not my number. It's the number of Mizelen.
Yep, that was indeed a head-to-head conversation right there. And what asks most Kenyans about this interview that was held on Tuesday is that he claimed that it is not true that people demonstrated, and termed it the nature of a demonstration that lives had to be lost, quote unquote. And that's quite an angering and a very surprising and shocking statement coming from a leader. But why what is there to be shocked about this government? There's just nothing else. And then he also failed to answer why they have not gotten justice, claiming robust constitution the Kenya owns, and also dismissing the Human Rights Report on crimes, asking Mehdi Hassan.
This is what Human Rights Watch said last year. Bodies of people showing signs of torture continue to turn up in rivers, forests, quarries, mortuaries. The authorities have yet to investigate or prosecute anyone for these crimes. Kenya has a history of police brutality and lack of accountability for serious abuse.
So
that's Human Rights Watch.
You want to believe what Human Rights Watch said, not what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a bit laughable.
Measures. By the way, very nice red bottom shoes.
This is red bottoms. This is bloody shoes. Bodak Yalo Cardi B. Yep, this was the outcome of President Trump's meeting with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. Now, Zelensky ended up walking out of that meeting and was later scheduled for a joint press conference with President Trump, but that meeting had to be cancelled, and Zelensky left the meeting after heated exchange with the president and the vice president J.D. Vance. Now, Trump was warning Zelensky, and quote unquote, "You are gambling with World War III," among other statements that were made during that conversation. Now, that was just the last minutes of the conversation. It was a whole 53-minute conference or a meeting that was held at the White House.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Zelensky ended up going to London to meet with the British PM, Keir Starmer, who supported the efforts of Zelensky seeking aid for Ukraine efforts against Russia, which invaded Ukraine a few years ago. Now, Trump also mentioned that Zelensky is welcome when he is ready for peace, and Zelensky actually on X stated that he is ready for another round of talks with President Trump. And on our story number 4, Burna Boy's concert at Uhuru Gardens, it was bomb. That was held on 1st March 2025. Tickets were going for 65,000, and the host was Mad Fun Experience. And I hear the sound was amazing. It was out of this country. Yeah, not out of this world. It was definitely out of this country, because Burna Boy carried his own sound systems, and it was mad good. Now, according to people who attended there, it was 90 minutes long, close to 2 hours actually, and it was a beautiful experience for the revelers at the Burna Boy concert held at Uhuru Gardens. Now, this is what a Kenyan concert organizer should take the tips from. You know, the sound is good, everything is just good, everything looking good, people enjoying, and artists just enjoying themselves on stage, delivering what these people paid for. Kudos to Burna. Last but not least, the Black Women in Hollywood event that was held in Los Angeles, California over the weekend. We had a few creeps here and there. We could see Taraji P. Henson trying to ward off a creep who was trying to get a picture of her, and she was being surrounded by some other dudes or strangers we could not really identify, and we could see that she did not have any security with her, which was worrying. And I think every lady that was watching that clip was worried for her. Now, Vivica Fox, who is also an actress in Hollywood, warded off that creep. It was just one dude trying to make some awkward interactions with the women that were attending that event, and I found it really cringe. Who does that? And why is Taraji P. Henson working without security? Where was her car during this time? Now that got me worried a bit, and that's why it made headlines for this week. Now everybody that knows Taraji P. Henson is a queen and an actress in Hollywood, and that's definitely me rooting for a queen. Now, have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next week sometime. Bye-bye.